time, let the moment roll. A good cigar's more than smoke, it's medicine for the soul. Stories burn slow like the embers glow. In the leaf and life, we let the good times flow.
What's up, cigar family? This is Joe and Trey.
And this is the Leaf and Life podcast. This is a special, well, I don't know, special edition, but this one we go and visit a local lounge. It's called Smoke Break over in Irmo, South Carolina. We do a little tour of the lounge, do a interview with one of the owners, and then this one we actually break into two parts, and we got something coming for the second part.
So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the tour and the interview with Izzy.
What's up, everybody? We're here outside of the Smoke Break Cigar Lounge in Irmo, South Carolina. We're with Izzy, one of the owners. We're going to go inside, check out the lounge, look at the humidor, and then we're going to sit down and talk with Izzy. You come in here, you see they got a nice little seating area when you come in. Some deals on the table here. You got the front counter area, and they got a nice selection of pipes and pipe tobacco, different accessories. And we got more seating over here, a nice little cut and light station. Some nice humidors here. Plenty of seating.
Nice little fireplace here.
Nice little.
Bring your date here and hang out. TVs all over the place. Got the locker section for the members over here.
Let's check out the humidor.
As you can see, we support our veterans and first responders.
This is what we're all here for. This is a recently expanded humidor. They've got one of the largest selections of Karen Berger cigars outside of Don Kiki's, I would assume.
So, Izzy, tell us how big the humidor was and how big it is now, like how much you've expanded the humidor.
So the humidor was exactly half of what it is now. We doubled in size this past April. We now have 465 faces of cigars displayed in our humidor. That excludes the fresh packs that we have sitting outside on the hanger next to the counter.
And you guys can see on the film here, I mean, they got everything from My Fathers to AJ Fernandez, Drew Estate, Rocky Patel, all the legacy stuff, some Tatuaje, some Padermo, a bunch of Caldwell, and some of the lost and found stuff.
A lot of stuff that's hard to find in other shops as well. Around here, Caldwell is not a brand that is carried in every shop, so it's nice to have that. All right.
We're gonna come back around, little snack area, drinks and stuff. And they have a meeting room back here where we're gonna hang out, but they also have golf simulator, which is pretty cool. Haven't got to try it out yet, but it looks pretty fun.
And that's new too.
Yeah, this whole side of the store is new. And this is the meeting room where you can reserve it for a private room, or if they're busy enough, they leave it open for everybody to use.
Sliding doors. All right, so we're back, and we just finished up with the tour of Smoke Break Cigar Lounge here in Columbia, South Carolina. Great lounge. We frequent it often. We enjoy this place. We enjoy the owners here. Real quick, we'll go over what we're smoking right now. I am smoking the Christoph Sumatra. We're a little bit further away than what we normally are, but Christoph Sumatra.
I'm smoking the Camacho Ecuador BXP.
And this here is a Vega Fina. Maybe not everyone has heard of this one. It's an old school cigar.
And you started smoking with, that's your first cigar?
This was the first cigar I ever smoked, probably close to 20 years ago, when I knew nothing about cigars, and I walked in a J&R Cigars in New Jersey, and this was the recommendation. And for the first 6 months or so, that's all I smoked until I started trying different stuff.
So real quick, Izzy, you want to tell us a little bit about the shop and kind of where you started and how you got to where we are right now?
Yeah. So I moved here from New York about 4 years ago. Was looking for a good cigar lounge to hang out in. Went to a small local cigar store where I met a couple other people, and we kind of clicked because we were all veterans or first responders, and we decided to start hanging out at different lounges. So we'd meet up twice a week at different lounges around. Well, we started off in the Columbia area, and we kind of spread out. By the time we were done, we had probably traveled half of South Carolina. And we realized that everywhere we went, there was an issue. Some of it was the ventilation. Some of it was the humidor not being properly kept up. Some of it was selection. Some of it was rude people owning the place. So it was little things almost everywhere we went. And so we decided, why not open one ourselves and do it the way we think it should be done? That's what we did.
That's awesome. And we're glad you did.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
So you guys have been open for 2 years now, right?
We did our grand opening was April of 2024.
Okay.
So
awesome.
we're getting close to 2 years.
Yeah, getting close. And you started off, you guys were half the size.
Yes.
Correct?
So when we started off, we had the other side, which is behind me, which was one store, 1,500 square feet store. And April of this year, which was just at our 1 year in business, we acquired the store next door, which is an additional 1,400 square feet, broke the wall down the front and made it one big lounge.
That's awesome. And pretty much
doubled the humidor, doubled the lounge, and we started carrying pipes and tobacco, which took off pretty quick.
Awesome. And then Trey, I know you had a question about.
So what are some of the challenges you guys faced, just opening and then also running cigar shop?
We have not really had any big challenges. When we were searching for a place, we did run into a lot of places that we were interested in, and everything would stop the minute we mentioned that it's going to be a cigar lounge. Landlords didn't want to deal with it. But once we opened here, we actually got a big welcome from everybody, and we're very community involved. So, we support our veterans, first responders. We support a lot of different causes, and we have not had any challenges since we've opened.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's hard to keep people when you're dealing with people. It's hard to keep people happy.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear. That's awesome. Um, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to do our segment that I've done in years past for the Light 'Em Up Cigar Club. It's called our Cigar Stories, and it's just a couple of questions that I have that I like to ask people when we're doing interviews. So the first question is, when did you start smoking cigars, and do you remember your first cigar, which we already talked about?
Yes, roughly about 20 years ago, and it was a Vega Fina cigar, same one I'm smoking now.
And he keeps going back to it, so it must be good.
That's
Gotta be
right.
something good.
So, what are some of your favorite cigars? Like, if you had to do, like, just say maybe a top 5 list, and I know for me it changes. And I'm sure for you it changes, but what would you say would
Correct.
be your top 5 list right now?
Right now, of course, my Vega Fina, which I always go back to. I really like the Perdomos, the Champagne series, the Habano, the Maduros. I mean, Perdomos are all good. The Karen Berger makes really good cigars. Specifically, the Halftime is one of my favorites. Now with the new Habano they came out with, even better. Um, and I mean, I change it up all the time, and I just started smoking pipes as well. So I have a lot of things to keep up with. But I like the Macanudos. Alec Bradley makes a lot of good stuff. And like I said, I have a big selection, so I
Yeah,
constantly change what I smoke.
And now, do you have? I heard you mention. Habano. Do you have a specific wrapper that's your favorite? I know I'm putting you on the spot there.
I actually really like the Karen Berger Habanos, whichever line she has that has the Habano, they're all good.
Yeah.
And the halftime Habano is really good. Um, the other lines, the Perdomo, I favor the Champagne line over the Habano line, although I do like the Habano. Uh, I'm not I don't pick cigars based on the Habano wrapper, but I will smoke them. I enjoy them.
Okay. And another one I'm going to put you on the spot with because it just came to my mind.
That's okay.
And this is because he's a cigar shop owner, and I don't always do this one, but um, if I was walking in off the street as a new smoker, first time in a cigar lounge, what would you point me to?
Perdomo Champagne, 10th anniversary. So nice, light, smooth, consistent smoke. Biggest issue with new smokers is when you give them something that's not consistent and they smoke once and then the second time it's a completely different experience, they get all confused.
Yeah.
So you want to pick something that's steadily consistent. So, because most people, when they start smoking, they'll stick with whatever they start for a little while until they get more into the smoking cigars, and then they'll start looking around at different things.
Gotcha.
So you want to make sure you point them to something that'll be the same smoke every time they try it.
Yep. Awesome. Good answer. Good answer. Um, is there somebody specific that got you into cigars? Or,
My boss
Okay.
from my full-time job. This is my hobby, the cigar shop. I also have a full-time job, and my boss smokes cigars, and I just stood near him, loved that smell, and mentioned that I love the smell. Pulled out a cigar and gave it to me,
Okay.
and that was it. I was hooked.
Awesome. And I will say, Izzy recommended I had never had the Christoph Sumatra before, and I like a Sumatra wrapper. So when I am a fan of Christoph, and when Izzy pointed out that they had this, and is this new, or you guys just
No,
started
we
carrying
just
it?
started carrying it by request of some of our customers.
Okay. So that being said, I've never had it. I've actually never seen the Sumatra in stores before. So um, this is actually a really good cigar. So I appreciate the recommendation on that. And what do you appreciate most about the cigar life?
It's like a whole new family. It's something I've experienced as a first responder, where I was in a firehouse for a lot of years, and it became more of a family than coworkers. And it's the same way in the cigar world, where the people become like a big family.
That's the most common answer usually when I ask that question. It's
Yep.
usually just the camaraderie,
Mhm.
family feel. Um,
But I can guess the answer to the next one.
yeah. So this question is not normally for a lounge owner, but you try. So the cool thing about Izzy is with his job, he travels all around the nation on a regular basis. He's always on the road. We've been wanting to do this interview for a while, and it just so happened that we were able to get together today because he's here. So he's on the road a lot. So he gets to go to a lot of cigar shops and lounges all across the nation. So aside from your own, because I know that this is your favorite shop,
Yep.
but aside from your own, do you have a favorite shop or lounge that you whenever you're in town you just have to go by?
Yes, I do. It's formerly J&R, now Monte Cristo Lounge in Whippany, New Jersey,
Okay.
Route 10. Probably one of the biggest lounges I've ever seen. They got a regular restaurant inside the lounge, a full restaurant,
Oh wow.
and for every entree that you get a free cigar. So you're pretty much getting a free meal. Um, 2 floors, massive amount of seating. I'd estimate probably 100 chairs.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
Lockers that are a year waiting list to get on. Full bar. I mean, it's the lounge of lounges, and every time I go to New Jersey, I make sure I stop in there.
Now is that related to JR Cigars, like the online JR Cigars, or is that something different?
It used to be a J&R Cigars. They renamed it the Monte Cristo Lounge. I'm
Okay.
not sure if they're together and they just renamed the lounge, or if they sold. I'm not really sure, but
Okay.
when you walk in there, it literally feels like you're walking in a Walmart.
Okay.
That's how many cigars they have.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, so if you're ever in New Jersey, off of
Route 10.
Route 10,
There's two of them.
okay,
Not the one on Route 17.
okay,
The one on Route 10, Whippany, New Jersey.
Whippany, New Jersey, Route 10. If
Make sure you go
if
in
you're
there.
ever in that area, it's the Monte Cristo
Lounge.
Lounge. Definitely check it out. I know next time I'm in New Jersey, and that's where I'm from originally. So next time I'm in New Jersey, I will definitely, even if it's out of the way, I'll definitely check it out because it sounds pretty awesome.
That sounds pretty cool.
So you've been all around the nation smoking cigars. You've met a lot of people. Do you have any cool cigar stories or any people that you've smoked with that you know just stick out, or anything that while you've been smoking cigars that just sticks out, that you could tell a story like, hey, I hung out with this guy, or whatever it may be?
Well, I mean, I probably met a bunch of people that I forgot, because when I go out to cigar shops, it's more of a me time where I like to sit down and kind of get lost in my head and just smoke my cigar without paying attention to what's going on around me. But it was cool. So my full-time job, I work for a labor union. Originally, I worked for New York City Transit, driving a city bus, and there's a customer that comes into my lounge, lives in Florida, and after talking to him, he keeps coming back every time he's in town. And I find out that he was actually the vice president of New York City Transit,
Okay.
where I worked all these years, and we never met. But now he's a customer here. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that
but
is cool.
I mean, I don't think I've met any famous people anywhere. Well, I did run into a Karen Berger cutting light out in Arizona while driving through. What are the odds? All the way from South Carolina, and I met Brucey out there, and he was shocked when I walked in.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. So final question we have for you tonight is, if there was anyone, past, present, that you could have, now it could be someone famous, it could be someone in your life, or that is related to you, whatever it may be. Um, is there Who would you like to smoke with if you had the chance to smoke with somebody?
My older brother, he passed a bunch of years ago, and he'd enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Good answer. We get all kinds of answers. A lot of people say Winston Churchill. I'm like, that'd be cool, but
No, he'd enjoy a place like this.
yeah, that's awesome. Very good. All right, we were back. We hope you enjoyed the tour and the interview with Izzy at Smoke Break Cigar Lounge. It's a wonderful lounge. We thoroughly,
Really nice. Yeah, that's one we love to go to.
yeah, we thoroughly enjoy that place. And Izzy, thank you for taking the time to take us on the tour, and as well as to give us your time and do the interview with us. Want to tell them a little bit about what the second part's going to be?
In the second part, we're going to go over some budget cigars in a lounge situation, and then I think we talked about some non-alcoholic pairings as well.
Yeah, and so stay tuned. Part 2's coming up, and again, it's at Smoke Break Cigar Lounge. We did them both with Izzy there at Smoke Break, and I hope you enjoy.